Good morning. Welcome to Almas Market Morning. This is Jairam Krishnamurthy. Barring a small gain in Dow index, which was perhaps helped by oil sector performing well, major indices in US ended lower. Even European market, which made handsome gains to start up, gave up most of it after the election results in Germany. Influence was also coming from US benchmark 10-year yields that hit a high of 151. We had seen a low of 129 just a week back. This is possibly in reaction to the infrastructure bill of 1 trillion, which the House is likely to take up. So prospects of taper, debt ceiling extension not happening immediately without some sort of turbulence, higher yields, and proposed higher taxation all could combine to have a potential of a correction in stocks. Lots of news about Fed also. Number of Fed officials are due to speak in the coming days. Chairman Powell will testify to the Senate Banking Committee today along with Yellen. This is more related to COVID, actions, COVID-related actions. One Fed member, Evans, made an extremely dovish statement yesterday saying he is concerned more about US generating enough inflation in 23 and 24. If inflation did not sufficiently get high, even a low unemployment rate would not necessitate a rate change. So that's a kind of dovishness. That's on extreme of ECB member. And ECB's, that was a Fed member. ECB's Lagarde also made quite dovish comments. All this has kept the dollar bit, range bound, I can say. There's also news that two of the Fed members are resigning. Eric Rosengren and Robert Kalpan. They are citing different reasons, but actually there is some issue going on about conflict of interest in relation to their investments. That's the background, I think. Chinese central bank calmed markets by temporarily infusing more liquidity, but rising power shortages and its economic impact and high inflation also leading some analysts to downgrade China's GDP. So those are the things, and otherwise we have more data coming in this week from US on the PCE core inflation, which can be the next trigger for market volatility. Oil is still going up. I think Brent has crossed 79. So definitely negative for the rupee. But right now, market is not showing any stress because of that, neither the stocks nor the rupee. So we are seeing the stability helped by RBI. Dollar index has a bullish bias, but short term it is still reaching. That's it.
Thanks, Jairam. This is Pankaj Rathi from Almas Consulting. US 10-year yields moved higher than 150 and attracted some buyers, and it's currently dealing at 1.4850. Whereas the US 2 years continues to march northwards and is dealing at 0.30. So there's a short-term yields have also started moving up, and that will give a sense that probably rate hikes are sooner than expected. We noticed that global yields also started inching up, and it's already highlighted by Jairam that crude oil is making a new high. Yeah, actually Brent has gone higher than $80. Currently is dealing at 80.25 per barrel. Indian central government has announced their borrowing plan for second half yesterday evening, which is 5.03 lakh crores. The broad market expectations was ranging between 5.30 lakh crores to 5.85 lakh crores. So this is much lower than the broad market expectations, and that clearly shows that government has accounted for a better tax collections. This might have some softening bias of a 10-year Indian bond yield, and we might see a 5 to 7 basis tip till 30th September, which is actually matching with the valuation date and GSEP buying and all those things. In short-term money market, the money is still flowing by a good quantums. Just for an illustrative purpose, the Exim Bank raised 6 months money at 370, while SIDBI raised 3 months money at 343. Okay, yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you.